making the long story short, so we're moving right along. I'm working. My numbers are sky high like they were before. Going to work at home, sky high. So, and every now and then we'll have a meeting with our supervisor. She'll let us know about our progress and how we're doing and blah blah blah. So my supervisor in particular, she's really cool. She understands where I'm coming from. She knows everything about all my thoughts about where I was working. She knows, and she'll be like, listen, I understand how you're feeling, but at the same time, these people pay you and they're gonna make sure your money is there on time. She said, until you have something else lined up, you need to give your all here and stop it with the excuses. And she was like constantly motivate me. There was a long time when my meetings, they weren't good meetings, they were actually bad meetings, and her letting me know that you need to straighten up, because honestly, you could have been out of here a long time ago, honestly speaking. But she just understood where I was coming from, and so I'm grateful I had a cool supervisor. Honestly, we had a meeting one time, and it was with her and the manager of my department, and so the manager of my department, she says, she was like, I see you're here. She just basically, she was like, this is not an in trouble meeting. I just want to meet with you and see where your head is at about being here. And I'm not a good actress. I'm not good at it. Sugarcoating, I used to do it a whole lot when I was younger, but now that I understand that there's no point in doing that, I really don't do that. And so I refuse to. This is a Beauty Bakery powder. I had a different shade before. I forgot what the shade was, and I used it before, and I talked about how fine it was. I think it was in my Get Ready With Me for an Event video, but this is the shade Plantain Caramel. So I'm going to use this. It's nice and a little golden yellow. I like to mix a little bit of that in with my routine. Sometimes I go warm, sometimes I go yellow. I just make sure it blends all in the beginning. I'm usually pretty okay. And this powder formula is amazing. One of the finest powders I've ever used. So I really like this powder. And this is a Morphe M536. I got this recommendation from Patrick Starr. He said it's like a beauty blender on a stick, and he wasn't lying. It really is a good brush. So I had a meeting with them, and they were talking about, I really vividly, I remember her asking me, where's your head at? How's it going? How are you liking being back in office? And I looked her dead in her face, and I said, honestly, this is like one of the worst times of my life. And she was like, how's it going? I said, honestly, it's going terribly. Like, this is terrible. This is the biggest inconvenience of my life, is coming here. Like, and when I said it, I felt so good. Like, I felt so good. I felt so good. I love speaking my mind so much. It really, I used to hate doing that. And I used to regret it after and have second thoughts about the things that I'd say later. But I don't feel like that anymore. So, after I said that, she gave me this look, and she looked kind of confused. And she was like, what? And you know what? I think that in her mind, she was basically saying what? But this is a good job. I feel like in her mind, that's what she was thinking. How could you feel like that? This is such a good job. But I wasn't sure if she knew where I lived. I wasn't sure if she understood where it was that I lived. And another thing is, I think that she thought that I liked the job. In her mind, I really do. I think that she thought that. But I was there to set her straight and let her know the real. Because now you're telling me I'm not in trouble. This is not a bad meeting. I just want to see where your head is at. I'm going to let you know where my head is at. I told her where I lived. Come to find out, she used to live where I live too. Would you look at that? And she used to go to this office the same distance. She lived in the same place. Her and my supervisor get into this thing where I think that they thought I could relate, but I don't relate. So they started talking about promotions and moving up. Now, I feel like to the average person or to somebody else, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm cut from different cloth. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like arrogant or anything, but I feel like this should have, if I was normal, this should have made me excited and brought me hope. It made me feel like there was some sort of light at the end of this tunnel. And so they start talking about moving up in the company, working your way up the ladder, and like this is what their words were. You never know, because I used to be where you are. I used to be on your level, but gave it a few years, about 5-6 years, and I moved up, and look at me now. And now you could do this too. It could be you. Y'all, okay, I'm going to be very detailed when I say this, because I want y'all to know exactly. See, I'm about to get emotional because when they said that, as soon as they said it, I felt first of all, my chest started hurting. Like when they started talking like that and like being there for years and moving up this company's ladder, like when they said that, my chest started hurting. And I felt like I was having a hot flash. I don't know if this was anger. I think it was some sort of like nervousness, anxiousness. I don't know. But when they started talking like that, baby, I've done a little research and I've made sure that I actually know what I'm talking about, because I've seen these words thrown around YouTube and social media so much, and I feel like a lot of us do have the same problem. But there are levels to this anxiety stuff. This is not a joke. Oof. Don't play with these words, and don't throw it around. Like, it's just seriously, it's really not a game out here. So like I said, my chest, this is the Hoola bronzer in Toasted. Holy grail. They're doing this talking and they're talking about, it could be you. I was here, and then I was here next year, and then 2 years after that I was here, 3 years after that. Like I said, I got the hot flash, the chest started hurting, and I started getting a little bit of a headache, and I felt myself sweating. I knew that my dress was wet. I knew it. Almost like, literally, it felt like somebody took a bucket of water and just put it on the back of my dress. So I'm sitting in that chair, and I started thinking to myself, like, Michelle, you're so sweaty. Like, they're still talking now, still trying to motivate me with all this. You could do this stuff, and you can work your way here, all this stuff, and like. I knew when I got up, I started thinking to myself, I know when I get up from this chair, there's going to be a print here, and it's going to be wet. I know. I knew it. And so when they said that, I said to them, and y'all, I'm not playing. I said to them, I was like, because I have a friend who works for the same company, and she's moved up, she's progressed and things like that, and I'm so happy for her. She's actually the one who got me this job at this company. That's great. That's the crazy part. Like, she's the reason why I even really worked there, because she hooked me up after she had found a job after looking for one. So she's here, she's progressed, she's moved on up. Good. I really, in my mind, I don't really know the details of everything, but she's in a good spot. She doesn't mind what she does. She's cool with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not about what it is. It's just about how you feel about what it is you're doing. And in my opinion, I really haven't talked to her about it in a while, but I think she's fine. Like, she's fine with it. It's just me. Like, it's just me. It's just me. I really don't know how else to describe it. This is the ColourPop No Filter Sheer Press Powder. She was like, yeah, so what's the problem? Like, what's up with you, and why aren't you? I said, to be honest, supervisor lady, I said, my friend, I think that she's cool. She likes this stuff. She likes it. Like, this what she like. She likes being here. I feel like she likes working for y'all. I said, I don't want to work here. I just don't. I don't want to work here. I don't want to do this. I'm tired of this this is not my type of working environment if I had to have a working environment. Now, we all know what I want to do here. We know what I want to do. We know I want to beauty influence and things like that. We know what I want to do. But I am willing to take anything else other than this, because this is a joke to me. This entire company is I'm just being honest, this entire company is a joke. Like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, this is what y'all helping people? No. This is not what I'm interested in. This is not what I want to do. This is not what I want to spend my time doing. I think this is all a joke. And they're like, well, I understand what you're saying. So it circles back around to the conversation. And I'm trying not to blow up here, because I think they think I want to move on here. And they keep trying to motivate me, but I think they kept missing what I was saying. And it was just getting to be too much. So I was just ready to get out of there. And I said, well, thank you for having the meeting with me. I appreciate you guys for letting me be really honest. But, I mean, I'm cool. Like, I don't have anything else to really say. I don't have anything else to say. So, that was that. When I get up, was the wet print there? Yes, it was. I was still, those words about staying with that company, working my way up this beautiful ladder of success, and calling the end of my life and my work career, or my work life, some sort of supervisor, manager of this sort of company who kind of does stuff for people, that terrified me. It's terrifying me right now as I explain to you guys. I cannot live thinking that is the limit of life. And I'm nothing against my supervisor or manager or anything like that, but that I feel sad that they could possibly, and it's not like I asked them, so I'm saying possibly, they could possibly think that is the peak of life. Because that is not how I will end my life. But I can't knock them, because mentally they're happy. I'm the one not happy. And they may very well just be happy. So in the sense of being happy, they are already 10 steps ahead of me mentally, because they are happy. So you know what I gotta do? I gotta get happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even rain on their parade, because at least in their mind, if they're happy, what you gonna argue with about that? At least they're happy. I'm not. I go to the bathroom. I start hyperventilating. There is sweat falling on my face from my hair. Like, there's sweat falling on my face from my hair. I'm soaking, and I'm hyperventilating, and I'm trying to calm down, and I'm crying, and I had to hold on to something. I felt like I was about to pass out. Like, it's so crazy. I've never experienced anything like this. That was the moment that I knew I gotta get out of here. There is no way that a 9-to-5 should take you to that place and, like, do that to you. And I knew that it was time for me to go. That was it. So I'm constantly applying for jobs and things like that. I get hit up about this particular job that I'm so interested in, and it's really more up my alley. It's a little bit more sociable. I'm not stuck on a phone. There are people, and it's not at home, of course, but I feel like I need to separate work from home. I apply. I got this interview, right? Okay, so I got the interview, and I was like, okay. Like, don't play with me. I've been on a lot of interviews in the past 3 years, and I don't have time to play. Like, I'm ready to just get this done. So this is the Milani Make It Last matte spray. I use this specifically because this stuff is the truth. This is the spray that I used that I talked about. I was looking so dry, and I feel like in combination with the foundation, concealer, and this spray, like, it's just dry madness. But now that I use the Born This Way everywhere, the Juvia's Place products only on the center of where I get oily, it's working just fine. My skin doesn't look terrible. So yeah, this is my setting spray. So I get the interview. I go to the interview. The interview was amazing. Best interview I ever had. Most natural I've ever been. I just felt like, this is just, let's just give it a shot here. Let's just do it. I kid you not. The next day, I got the job.